I used to believe in forever. That's what Ryan and I always said to each other, forever and always. From the moment we met in high school, it felt like our story was already written. The kind of love people dream about, the kind that survives everything. 5 years. 5 years of stolen kisses in the hallways, of late-night phone calls until we fell asleep, of whispered promises that no matter what, we would never break. Even when college pulled us in different directions, we found a way to stay together. He went off to a big university while I stayed in our hometown for school. The distance was hard, but we made it work. We sent each other good morning texts, FaceTimed at night, and met up on weekends like nothing had changed. Every time I saw him, it felt like coming home. Ryan wasn't just my boyfriend. He was my best friend. The one person who knew me better than anyone else, who held me when I cried, who made me laugh until I couldn't breathe. We had plans. Big ones. We talked about moving in together after college, about traveling, about building a life that belonged only to us. I never doubted him. Never questioned his love for me. But the thing about love, it blinds you. It makes you believe that forever is unbreakable, that promises mean something, that the person you trust most in the world could never hurt you. I was wrong. Because while I was holding on to forever, Ryan was throwing it all away. For one night. With the one person who hated me the most. I remember the exact moment my world fell apart. It was supposed to be a normal night. I was in my dorm, finishing up an assignment, waiting for Ryan's usual goodnight text. We had talked earlier. He said he was going to a small get-together with his friends. Nothing wild, nothing crazy. Just a few drinks, some laughs, and then he'd head back to his apartment. I trusted him. So when my phone buzzed around midnight, I didn't think twice before picking it up. But it wasn't Ryan. It was a message from a friend. A single picture. Ryan. Arms around another girl. Kissing her. I stared at my screen, my hands suddenly ice cold. Oh, this had to be a mistake. Then I looked closer. The girl had sleek blonde hair, a body she loved to flaunt, and a smug, self-satisfied expression even with her lips pressed against my boyfriend's. Vanessa. The one person who had spent years trying to tear me down. She hated me in high school, always finding ways to make my life miserable. Spreading rumors, flirting with Ryan just to get under my skin, smirking every time I walked past. No. She had finally won. I felt my stomach twist, a sickening weight pressing against my ribs. My vision blurred as I stared at the screen, reading the caption beneath the photo. Guess loyalty isn't his thing after all. Face with hand over mouth. I couldn't breathe. I called him. Once. Twice. 3 times. No answer. Then, as if the universe wasn't done punishing me, another message came through. A video. I knew I shouldn't open it. I knew it would destroy me. But I did it anyway. The music was loud, the room dimly lit, but I could see them. Ryan and Vanessa tangled together on a couch, her hands gripping his shirt, his fingers tracing her waist like he had every right to touch her that way. Like I didn't exist. Like the last 5 years meant nothing. I dropped my phone, pressing a hand to my mouth, choking on the sob threatening to rip from my throat. This wasn't just a mistake. This was a choice. Ryan had chosen a single night over everything we had built. Over me. I don't sleep that night. I sit on my bed, knees pulled to my chest, phone clutched in my shaking hands, staring at the messages, at the pictures, at the video I wish I could unsee. I keep telling myself there has to be an explanation. That maybe I saw it wrong, that maybe this isn't what it looks like. That Ryan couldn't, do this to me. But the evidence is right there. And Ryan? He's silent. No calls. No texts. Nothing. It isn't until the sun starts creeping through my window that my phone finally vibrates in my hands. I don't even have to look to know who it is. Ryan, baby, we need to talk. The word baby makes me sick. I don't respond right away. I let him sit in his own guilt. Let him wonder if I'll even give him the chance to explain. But deep down I know I have to hear it. I have to hear him say it. So I type one word. Come. He arrives 30 minutes later. I hear the knock and for a moment I can't move. My body feels like it doesn't belong to me, my heart slamming against my ribs as I walk to the door. When I open it, there he is. Ryan looks like hell. His dark blonde hair is messy, his clothes slightly wrinkled, his blue eyes tired. He looks guilty. Good. He should be. I don't let him in. He shifts on his feet, shoving his hands in his pockets like he's some innocent guy who just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Can I come in? His voice is quiet, careful. I shake my head. No. He nods slowly like he expected that. Look, he exhales, rubbing a hand down his face. I messed up, Isla. I laugh, sharp, bitter. Messed up. My fingers tighten around the doorframe. That's what you call it? He flinches. It didn't mean anything. I snap. Didn't mean anything? My voice rises, shaking with disbelief. So you just accidentally ended up on top of her? Is that what you're saying? His face tightens. I was drunk. I hate that excuse. Like alcohol somehow erased 5 years of love, trust, and promises. I fold my arms, my nails digging into my skin. Were you too drunk to remember my name? Too drunk to remember that we were together? Ryan's jaw clenches, but he doesn't look away. I didn't plan for it to happen. I shake my head, laughing bitterly. That's the thing about cheating, Ryan. It doesn't just happen. You made a choice. He exhales, stepping closer, but I step back. Baby, please. Don't call me that. My voice is cold now, steady despite the tears burning in my eyes. Ryan's hands clench at his sides. I swear it was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. You're the one I love. You're the one I want. I stare at him, at the boy I spent years loving, and I realize something. He's not sorry for what he did. He's sorry he got caught. I swallow the lump in my throat, forcing my voice to stay even. Tell me the truth. He looks at me confused. Tell me. I cut him off, stepping closer, daring him to lie to my face. When you kissed her, when you touched her, My voice breaks, but I push through. Did you think about me? Ryan freezes. His lips part slightly, and for the first time I see the truth flicker across his face. No, he didn't think about me. Not once. And that's all I need to know. I nod, my heart shattering all over again. Get out. His eyes widen. Isla. I said get out. My voice cracks, and suddenly all the pain, all the anger, all the betrayal surges through me like a wildfire. Ryan takes a step back, guilt written all over his face. Please, just think about it. I whisper. And I'm done. His face crumbles, but I don't care. Because he destroyed us. And there's no coming back from this. I watch as he walks away, my entire body shaking, my hands gripping the doorframe to keep myself from falling apart. When he disappears around the corner, I slam the door shut and collapse against it. And then, I break. The first few days after Ryan leaves are a blur. I don't eat. I don't sleep. I don't answer my phone. The world keeps moving outside my window. Cars honking, people laughing, life going on. But inside my dorm, everything has stopped. I spend hours staring at the ceiling, replaying everything in my head. The late-night phone calls. The whispered I love yous. The way he used to pull me into his arms like I was the most important thing in his world. And then, Vanessa. Her hands on him. His lips on hers. The way he looked at her, the way he used to look at me. I can't stop picturing it. It's poison in my veins. My friends try to pull me out of it. They knock on my door, leave messages, tell me I need to move on. But how do you move on from someone who was supposed to be your forever? 5 years. 5 years. He threw it away like it was nothing. Like I was nothing. And the worst part? He still gets to walk around like he's fine. I see it on social media. Pictures of him out with his friends, smiling like he didn't just rip my heart out. Like I never even existed. And Vanessa? She's loving every second of it. She posts about the party, about how some guys just want a real woman. About how she's so tired of boys lying about who they really want. She's talking about me. Mocking me. I throw my phone across the room, rage bubbling up in my chest so fast it burns. I want to scream. I want to break something. I want to make them both hurt the way I'm hurting. But all I do is sink further into my bed, my body curling in on itself as if I can somehow make the pain smaller. The nights are the worst. Because that's when the memories creep in. I wake up expecting Ryan's good morning text. I roll over, reaching for a body that isn't there. I still hear his voice in my head telling me he loves me. That I'm his forever. It's pathetic. I know that. I should hate him. I do hate him. But hate doesn't erase love. And love is what's killing me. One night, after hours of staring at the ceiling, I finally snap. I need to get out. I throw on a hoodie, grab my keys and drive. I don't know where I'm going. I just need to move, to breathe, to stop feeling like I'm suffocating in my own grief. But somehow my car knows exactly where to take me. Ryan's apartment. My heart slams against my ribs as I park across the street. The lights are on. I can see silhouettes moving inside, his friends, maybe him. Maybe her. I grip the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turn white. What am I even doing? I could walk up there right now. Bang on the door. Demand to know why he did this. How he could do this. But then what? Would it change anything? Would he suddenly love me again? Would he take it all back? Well, because he made his choice. And it wasn't me. Tears blur my vision, and for the first time in days I let them fall. I let myself cry, let myself finally feel the weight of what he's done. Then when there's nothing left inside me but exhaustion, I take a deep breath. The first real breath I've taken since that night. And I drive away. Because for the first time since Ryan broke me, I know one thing for sure. I won't let this destroy me. Rock bottom doesn't happen all at once. It's slow. A gradual drowning. You don't realize how deep you've sunk until one day, you wake up and realize you don't recognize yourself anymore. That day comes for me a week after Ryan's betrayal. I wake up in the same hoodie I've been wearing for days, tangled in sheets that smell like old tears. The mirror across the room catches my reflection, and for the first time I really see myself. I look hollow. My hazel eyes, once filled with warmth, with life, are empty now, darkened by exhaustion and heartbreak. My hair is a mess, my skin pale. There are shadows beneath my eyes, evidence of too many nights spent crying over a boy who isn't crying over me. And that's when it hits me. What the hell am I doing? I spent 5 years loving someone who threw me away for a single night. 5 years planning a future with a man who didn't even hesitate to destroy it. And here I am wasting more time on him. Letting him win. Letting her win. The thought makes something snap inside me. I throw off the covers and force myself up. My body aches from the days of neglect, but I ignore it. I grab my phone, scroll through my missed messages, and finally answer the one I've been avoiding. Mia, you're stronger than this, babe. Let me in. I type 2 words. Come over. She's at my door within 20 minutes, arms crossed, brown eyes sharp with concern. You look like shit, she says. Feel like it too. My voice is hoarse from crying, from silence, from breaking. Mia doesn't ask if I want a pep talk. She knows me too well for that. She just pushes past me, drops a bag on my bed, and starts unloading its contents. Face masks. Hair treatments. My favorite chocolate. A new dress. I blink at her. What is this? He smirks. This is your wake-up call. I exhale shakily, collapsing onto the edge of the bed. Mia, I don't know if I can. You can. She kneels in front of me, gripping my hands. And you will. I swallow hard. It hurts. Her expression softens. I know, babe. Her fingers tighten around mine. But let me tell you something. You don't heal by sitting in the dark and letting him take more from you. You heal by standing up and making sure he knows you never needed him in the first place. I stare at her, my chest tight. Start with one thing, she continues, squeezing my hands. One thing for yourself. Shower. Do your hair. Wear something that makes you feel like you again. She tilts her head, her voice gentle but firm. Then when you're ready, we start the real work. I nod slowly, inhaling deep. Okay. That night, for the first time in weeks, I take care of myself. I step into the shower, let the hot water wash away the remnants of him, of us. I scrub the sadness off my skin, rinse the betrayal from my hair. By the time I step out, I already feel lighter. Mia hands me the new dress. A sleek black number that hugs my body in all the right places. I stare at it, my fingers grazing the fabric. This isn't something I would have worn before. It's bold. It's powerful. It's not for Ryan. It's for me. I put it on. Mia grins when she sees me, grabbing her phone. Let's remind the world who the hell you are. The flash goes off before I can protest. Minutes later, a notification pops up on my screen. Mia tagged you in a post. Rebuilding never looked so good. Watch out. I stare at the picture, at the woman in the mirror looking back at me. I don't look broken anymore. I look like someone who is about to rise. The next morning, I wake up to my phone buzzing nonstop. Dozens of messages, comments, likes. I open my notifications, expecting the usual from Mia's post. Friends hyping me up, girls from my classes saying I look amazing. But then I see his name. Ryan, can we talk? I stare at the message, my pulse steady, my chest calm. Not angry. Not hopeful. Not heartbroken. Just indifferent. And that's when I know. I don't need him anymore. I delete the message without responding. Because for the first time since that night I am finally moving on. There's something liberating about hitting rock bottom. Because once you've been shattered, once you've felt the worst kind of pain, there's nowhere to go but up. The day I ignore Ryan's message is the day I take my first real breath in weeks. The weight I've been carrying around, the anger, the sadness, the betrayal, it doesn't disappear overnight. But for the first time it doesn't feel like it owns me anymore. I decide then and there. I refuse to be the girl who got cheated on. I won't let this define me. I won't let him define me. So I start with the small things. I wake up earlier even when all I want to do is stay in bed. I go for morning walks, earbuds in, blasting music that makes me feel like I can take on the world. First it's hard. Every street, every coffee shop, every stupid song reminds me of Ryan. Of us. But I push through it. Because this is my life, not his. And I'm taking it back. The gym is my first real challenge. Mia drags me there, claiming it's the best kind of revenge. Looking so damn good he'll regret every second he spent with that cheap knockoff of you. I roll my eyes but I go. Not for Ryan. Not for Vanessa. For me. The first day I feel ridiculous. I struggle with the weights, my legs shake after 10 minutes on the treadmill, and I nearly trip walking out of the squat rack. But I come back. Every day. And slowly my body remembers its strength. Muscles I forgot existed start to take shape. The exhaustion that once consumed me turns into something else. Energy, fire, control. One morning I look in the mirror and barely recognize myself. Not because I look different, though I do. Stronger. Sharper. Alive. But because for the first time in forever I feel like myself again. Then comes the next step, my style. I clear out my closet, tossing everything that reminds me of who I used to be. The oversized hoodies I stole from Ryan? Gone. The old faded jeans I wore on our dates? Trash. I replace them with confidence. Form-fitting dresses that hug my curves. Leather jackets that make me feel invincible. Heels that click against the pavement like a declaration. I am here and I am untouchable. People notice. They whisper when I walk into class, when I pass them in the hallways. Isla looks different. Damn, she really leveled up. She doesn't even look like she cares about him anymore. Good. Because I don't. Then one night Mia and I go out. It's a party, the kind I never would have gone to before. Before I would have stayed in waiting for Ryan to text me good night. Before I would have told myself I didn't need nights like these, that being in love was better than attention from strangers. But love didn't save me. Love broke me. So I dress up. I do my hair, paint my lips a deep shade of red and step into that party like I own the place. And the moment I walk in, I feel it. Eyes on me. Men turning to stare. Girls whispering. For the first time in weeks, months, maybe even years, I feel wanted. Not because of Ryan. Not because I'm someone's girlfriend. But because I am me. And then, I see him. Ryan. Standing near the bar, a drink in his hand, watching me like he's seen a ghost. His blue eyes drag over me and I swear I see his throat bob, his fingers clench around his glass. He doesn't look like the confident guy I remember. He looks taken. Like he's realizing right here, right now that he lost something he will never get back. And God, it feels good. I don't stop. I don't look away. I walk past him, my chin high, my confidence unshakable. And I don't turn back. Because this is my night. My life. And for the first time in 5 years I am finally living it without him. Ryan texts me the next day. I see his name flash across my screen while I'm sitting in a coffee shop with Mia, sipping an iced latte and feeling the most like myself I've felt in years. I don't open it right away. I don't need to. I already know what it says. He saw me last night. He saw me happy. He saw me looking better than I ever did when I was his. And now the regret is settling in. Mia notices my hesitation and smirks. Don't tell me he finally decided to crawl back. I turn my phone around, showing her the message preview. Ryan, can we talk? Please. She rolls her eyes. Took him long enough. I exhale through my nose, placing my phone face down on the table. I don't even know why he's bothering. He made his choice. Mia stirs her coffee, tilting her head. Because it's finally hitting him. I look at her, waiting. She leans in, voice low and knowing. Boys like Ryan never think they're really losing something. They always assume you'll be waiting. Crying. Hoping they come back. She raises a brow. But you didn't wait. You didn't cry for him in public. You didn't let the world see you break. You made him irrelevant. I let out a slow breath, her words sinking in. He's right. Ryan didn't care when he was cheating. He didn't care when I was suffering, locking myself in my room, breaking apart over the mess he left behind. But the second I showed him that I was moving on, that's when he came crawling back. I pick up my phone, finally opening his message. I expect an apology. I expect some pathetic attempt at an explanation. But all it says is, I need to see you. Just once. A week ago this message would have shattered me. A week ago I would have given him that chance. No, I'm stronger than that. But part of me wants to hear it. Not because I need closure. I already have that. But because I want to see him realize face to face that I am no longer his to have. So I type back. 1 coffee. Nothing more. The cafe is quiet when I walk in, the scent of espresso and cinnamon filling the air. I spot Ryan immediately, sitting at a table near the window, his hands wrapped around a cup of coffee he probably hasn't even taken a sip from. He looks different. Not in a drastic way. His dark blonde hair is still styled the same, his blue eyes still sharp, his posture still relaxed. But there's something off. His confidence isn't there. His usual smug, effortless attitude is missing. He looks like a man who's about to lose something important, and knows it. I walk up to him, not giving him the satisfaction of hesitation. Ryan. His head snaps up and for a second I see it, the regret. The way his eyes widen slightly, how they scan over me like he's seeing me for the first time. I sit down across from him, crossing my legs, tilting my head slightly. Say what you need to say. Ryan exhales, rubbing his hands together. You look good. I give him a small, polite smile. I know. His lips press together. He wasn't expecting that. He leans forward, elbows on the table. I saw you last night. I know that too. A flicker of frustration crosses his face. Good. He's used to the old me, the girl who hung on his every word, who softened at his voice, who gave in just because he asked. That girl is gone. Ryan leans back, running a hand through his hair. I screwed up, Isla. His voice is low, almost desperate. I was drunk. I wasn't thinking. I let my ego get in the way. His throat bobs. I lost you and it's killing me. I study him for a long moment, my fingers tapping against my coffee cup. I should feel something. Pain, anger, nostalgia. But I don't. I feel nothing. I lean forward slightly, my voice calm. Tell me, Ryan. Did you feel this way when you kissed her? He flinches. I tilt my head, waiting. Did you think of me while you were with her? While she touched you? His breathing is uneven now, his jaw clenched. I nod slowly. I thought so. His hands fist against the table. It was a mistake, Isla. No, my voice is steady, unwavering. It was a choice. Ryan swallows hard. You're right. And I regret it more than anything. His voice cracks, his blue eyes filled with something raw. Please, just give me another chance. I stare at him. And I realize this is the moment. This is the moment where I take back everything. The nights I cried. The days I couldn't eat. The hours I spent wondering what I did wrong. So I sit up straighter, my gaze locking onto his. Ryan. He leans in, hope flickering in his expression. I smile. A real smile. No. His face falls. I stand grabbing my bag. You don't deserve me. Ryan's breath hitches. Isla, wait. I turn my back to him and walk away. Because I am finally free. I don't think about Ryan after that day. Not in the way I used to. Not in the way that made my chest feel like it was caving in. I don't spend my nights replaying his words, wondering if I made the right choice. I know I did. But I should have known that Vanessa wouldn't let it end there. Because girls like her, they don't just want to win. They want to see you shattered. And when she realizes I'm not, that I'm thriving without Ryan, that I am better than I ever was when I was his, she starts to unravel. It begins with whispers. First, I don't even notice. But then I hear my name in conversations I'm not part of. See people glance at me, then quickly look away. Catch the smirks, the laughter. And then one afternoon Mia slams her phone down in front of me. Read this. I glance down. A screenshot of a group chat. Vanessa's name is at the top, her messages in blue. She thinks she's so much better now, but we all know Ryan was bored of her. 5 years? More like 5 years of waiting for something better. And look, she's trying so hard to glow up. It's cute. She really thinks she can replace him. My stomach twist. Not because it hurts, but because it's pathetic. I lean back in my chair, exhaling. She's really still talking about me? Mia scoffs. You expected her to move on? I shake my head. No. But I thought she'd at least try to enjoy what she won. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Vanessa won. He got what she wanted. She took Ryan from me, made sure I saw it, humiliated me in front of everyone. But it wasn't enough. Because Ryan still wants me. Because I didn't crumble. Because I refused to be the girl she could laugh at forever. And that's driving her insane. A week later it happens. Vanessa and Ryan explode. It happens at a party. The same kind of party where she got him to betray me in the first place. I hear about it the next morning, but the details spread fast. They were in the middle of the crowd, standing too close, looking like the perfect couple. Until suddenly they weren't. Until Vanessa was screaming at him, throwing her drink in his face, shoving him backward while everyone around them watched, whispering, recording. Until Ryan was storming out, jaw clenched, hands fisting at his sides. Until Vanessa was left standing there, humiliated, defeated, the girl who stole the guy, only to lose him faster than she could blink. And the best part? I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't there. I didn't say a word. I didn't lift a finger. They destroyed themselves. The next day I run into Vanessa for the first time since it all started. I'm in line at a cafe waiting for my drink when I hear it, her voice. And then before I can turn, she's next to me. I glance at her, expecting the usual smug expression. The overconfidence, the victory in her posture. But she doesn't look victorious. She looks tired. Her blonde hair is in a messy bun, her makeup barely done, her usual designer purse missing. Her ice gray eyes aren't sharp. They're dull, exhausted. Hope you're happy, she mutters. I raise a brow. Happy? She scoffs, folding her arms. Ryan. You win. I blink. I wasn't playing. She exhales sharply, shaking her head. He never stopped thinking about you. You know that, right? Even when we were together. Even when I had him. She grits her teeth. I knew it. I saw it. And no matter what I did, no matter how much I tried, I was never enough. There it is. The truth. Vanessa wanted Ryan not because she loved him, but because she wanted to be the one he chose. And in the end, he still didn't. I take a slow sip of my coffee watching her. Sounds like a you problem. Her eyes narrow. Don't act like you're better than me. I tilt my head. I don't have to act. She opens her mouth to say something, but I don't care enough to hear it. I turn, walking away, leaving her standing there alone. Because this time she's the one with nothing. Something shifts after that day. Vanessa's done. She's no longer smirking when I walk by, no longer running her mouth, no longer trying to make herself the center of my world. Because she finally understands something. He was never my competition. She was just another moment in Ryan's long list of mistakes. And Ryan, he's watching me. I feel it everywhere I go. When I walk across campus, when I grab my morning coffee, when I laugh too loudly with Mia at lunch. He never says anything, never approaches me again after our last conversation, but he's there. Thinking, regretting, wanting. And that's my power now. I don't need revenge. I don't need grand, dramatic confrontations or elaborate plots to ruin his life. He ruined it himself. All I have to do is exist. And make sure he knows exactly what he threw away. The first Real test comes at a party. I don't even plan on going, but Mia is relentless. One night, she says, dragging me toward the closet. One dress. One moment where you prove to the entire world, including yourself, that you're done being the girl who got hurt. I raise a brow. I already did that. She grins. Yeah, but tonight, you make sure he never forgets it. I roll my eyes, but I let her pick my outfit anyway. It's a dress I never would have worn before. Short, but bold. It hugs my body perfectly, making me feel like I am untouchable. When I walk into the party, the energy shifts. People turn, stare. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see him, Ryan, sitting on the couch with his friends, holding a drink he probably hasn't even touched, his posture stiff the second I step into the room. He looks wrecked. Not in a pathetic, sloppy way, but in a way that tells me he knows exactly what he lost. Good. I don't look away. I let him see me. Let him see the way I laugh, the way I dance, the way I shine without him. And then I turn my back. Because that's my ultimate power move. I don't need to break him. I don't need to chase him. I don't need him at all. Because for the first time in my life, I am completely, beautifully, unbelievably free. Ryan texts me again. And again. And again. First I ignore him. I don't even open the messages. He lost that privilege the night he threw me away. But then the messages start changing. They aren't just half-hearted "can we talk" texts anymore. They get longer. More desperate. Ryan, I know I don't deserve a response, but please, Isla. Just talk to me. Ryan, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I should have fought for you. I should have chosen you. Ryan, I don't know how to move on from you. I don't think I ever will. The old me would have caved. The old me would have stared at those words, let them sink into my skin, let myself believe them. But I'm not that girl anymore. So I leave him on read. Not because I want to hurt him. Not because I want revenge. But because his words mean nothing to me now. One night Mia and I are at a rooftop bar, enjoying overpriced drinks and soaking in the city lights. I feel alive. Light. Free in a way I never was before. Then Mia nudges me. Don't look now, but your past just walked in. I don't have to turn around to know who she means. I can feel it. Ryan. I take my time sipping my drink, keeping my expression unreadable. Let him look. Mia smirks. Oh, he's doing more than looking. He's staring. I finally glance over my shoulder. Ryan is standing near the entrance, hands clenched into fists at his sides. His blue eyes, the ones I used to love, the ones that used to make me feel safe, are locked on me like I'm something he's desperate to reach. I raise my glass to him in a mock toast. His jaw clenches. Mia laughs under her breath. Oh, he's dying. Good. I don't know how long he watches me, but eventually he moves. Toward me. I know he's coming before he even says my name. Isla. I take my time looking up at him, keeping my expression calm. Unaffected. Ryan. He swallows hard, shoving his hands in his pockets like he's trying to steady himself. Can we talk? I tilt my head. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to keep you from another night of fun. His face twists, his eyes pained. Don't do that. Do what? I lean back against the bar, crossing my arms. Call it what it was. He exhales sharply. I was an idiot. I made a mistake. I raise a brow. Which part? The cheating? The lying? Or the part where you thought I would just sit around waiting for you to come back? Ryan steps closer, lowering his voice. I never stopped thinking about you. Something flickers in his eyes. Real regret. Real pain. A long time ago that look would have shattered me. No. I feel nothing. That's not my problem, I say simply. His throat bobs. I miss you. I take a slow sip of my drink. You miss who I was. His fingers twitch at his sides. I miss us. I laugh softly, shaking my head. There is no us, Ryan. You killed that the second you chose her. Regret flashes across his face, raw and brutal. I didn't choose her. I was stupid. I was drunk. You were exactly who you always were. I cut him off. I just didn't see it until it was too late. Ryan looks like he wants to say more. Like he wants to fight for something. But he's too late. I finish my drink, set the glass down and turn to Mia. Ready to go? She grins. Always. Ryan takes a shaky breath. So that's it. I glance back at him one last time, offering him a small, pitying smile. That was it a long time ago. Then I walk away. And I never look back. Ryan doesn't stop trying. For days I get more messages. More apologies. More attempts to remind me of what we had, as if he can make me forget how he destroyed it. I don't respond. But then one evening he calls. I stare at my phone as it rings, his name lighting up the screen. My fingers hover over the decline button, but something in me hesitates. Not because I want him back. Not because I have any doubt about walking away. But because I want to end this. Properly. I press accept. Isla. His voice is breathless, like he thought I wouldn't answer. I wait. Can you meet me? He asks. One last time. Just talk to me. I should say no. I should block his number and move on without a second glance. But instead I say, fine. One last time. We meet at the park where we had our first date. I don't know if he chose it on purpose, trying to remind me of what we were, or if it's just habit. Either way, it doesn't matter. The girl who walked through this park 5 years ago hand in hand with him, believing in forever, she doesn't exist anymore. Ryan is already there when I arrive, standing near the bench where we used to sit, hands stuffed into his jacket pockets. He looks nervous. Good. I stop a few feet away. Say what you need to say. He exhales, his blue eyes searching mine. I don't know how to live without you. I cross my arms. You figured it out pretty quickly that night. Pain flickers across his face. I was stupid. His voice is rough, desperate. I lost the best thing I ever had and I don't know how to fix it. I shake my head, a bitter laugh escaping my lips. That's the thing, Ryan. You can't. His jaw tightens. You never even gave me a chance to prove that I regret it. I take a slow breath, my chest calm, my heart steady. Ryan, I don't need your regret. His brows pull together. Then what do you need? I look at him. The boy I once loved, the man who broke me, the person who no longer has any power over me. I need you to let me go. Ryan's face crumbles. His shoulders slump, his hands falling to his sides like he's finally realizing this is over. Not because I hate him. Not because I'm angry. But because I have outgrown him. He swallows hard, nodding once as if he doesn't trust himself to speak. I offer him one last small, sad smile. Goodbye, Ryan. And this time I walk away for good. Strange how quickly life moves forward once you decide to stop looking back. For the first time in years I feel free. There are no more late-night breakdowns, no more unanswered questions, no more what-ifs weighing on my chest. Ryan is nothing but a chapter I've closed, a lesson I've learned, a past that no longer belongs to me. And in its place? Possibility. I focus on myself. On my dreams, my goals, the version of me I lost when I spent so much time trying to hold on to a love that was never meant to last. I wake up earlier, push myself harder, laugh louder. I build a life that doesn't revolve around someone else. And then, when I least expect it, someone new walks in. It happens on a random afternoon. I'm at a bookstore flipping through a novel when a voice interrupts my thoughts. That's a good one. I glance up. He's standing a few feet away, tall, dark-haired, with warm brown eyes that hold a kind of genuine curiosity. There's no arrogance in his expression, no hidden agenda. Just an easy smile and an interest in the same book I'm holding. I arch a brow. Oh yeah. He nods. The ending's a little heartbreaking though. I smirk, tilting my head. I like stories that make me feel something. His gaze flickers with amusement. Me too. There's a pause. A beat where neither of us moves. And then finally he sticks out a hand. I'm Lucas. I hesitate for half a second before sliding my fingers into his. Isla. His grip is firm, warm, steady. And for the first time in a long time I don't feel afraid to hold on. Because I know something now, something I didn't understand before. Love isn't about waiting for someone to realize your worth. It's about knowing it yourself. And when the right person comes along, they'll see it too. And they'll never let you go. Not for one night. Not for anything. Because real love never has to be begged for. It just stays.